Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be talking about a new strategy, and basically I figured out how to make this new strategy on just observing the way the candles were moving during trades, and that's basically doing this. And if you've been watching my channel's been a lot on indicators and that kind of strategy, but this is a little bit different because it's not, you don't have too many indicators on there. What you're dealing with is Fibonacci and maybe stochastic and a little, and basically just basing it off of the Fibonacci and the what the candle is telling you from those lines of where it is. So today I'm going to be going over, I'll go over crypto. Today I'm going to be going over bullish points with crypto because that's currently that's what's happening in the chart right now. I'll probably go over bearish when we come to bearish, but today I'm just going to be going over when you find bullish candles and kind of how to look for it within the Fibonacci and what the candle is doing, and you'll be easily able to figure out what direction everything's going just by looking at the last couple candles. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. It's pretty basic today, but it actually, if you understand this, you can get right on the movement more often than there's all these other indicators. But if you understand what's going on with the current candle, now I try to focus on the longer time frame, but if you focus on what is going on with the current couple of candles, you can figure out what direction the market is going. To set this up, all you need to do is load up your auto fib retracement. So you go to here to your settings and you go to auto fib retracement, and that's what you need. And then you basically need your stochastic RSI for another reference. So basically what you want to do is you want to kind of observe, and what I do is I look at longer time frames, I look at the day, and it really tells you the story of what's going on currently. Now you got to, if you guys are watching your charts, it'll be different on every day. But basically what you want to look for in the candles, and today I'm going over the bullish candles. So when you have a candle like right here, now with the Fibonacci, it shows you the levels to where it might reject from. So we have a level right here and a level right here. So the price of Bitcoin currently will be bouncing from those levels. If it gets up here, it possibly could reject and come down. So that's why you look at the Fibonacci. So what we could probably understand from where the price is going right now on the day is it is probably going all the way slowly coming up to this line, going to get to this line, and going to reject down a little bit. And since we're in the weekend, that's probably what's going to happen. It's going to get close to here and then just come bouncing down till it can break through any of these lines. That's probably what's going on currently. That's just for observation here. Now let's talk about the candle real quick, and today I'm only going over bullish, or the green candles. When you have a wick at the top, the wick, when you start seeing the wick, more of the wick show on the top, that the wick on the top of a bullish candle represents the bears basically, and more of the wick that shows, it means more of the bears are fighting, the bears are winning. Now when you start seeing a wick on the bottom, that means bullish. So it's kind of hard to explain, but when you see a full candle right here, that is a bullish sign. So there's no wick and there's no wick on the bottom on the day, that is a bullish sign. That is a bullish sign that it's going up. But also, if you also see a wick here, it is also a bullish sign. But it basically means that the bears and the bulls are really just fighting each other. So it's good to see it without a wick, and it's good to see it with a wick, because with the wick at the top and the wick at the bottom, it basically means that they're they're battling it out basically. The bulls and bears. So more. If you see the bears right here, and if you see the candle being eaten up more, it means the bears are winning. And the more of the candle that is chewed up from the top, it means more that the bears are winning. So what we can tell from the current direction here from Bitcoin is we are in a bullish cycle. Right now we are in a bullish cycle because the last 2 days we don't have any wicks showing. But even if the wicks did show, that is still a positive for Bitcoin. The negative here is if you start seeing the wicks start getting chewed up more. Now we are looking at this on a day chart, so that is a quick overview of how to tell if you enter a trade, and you can see that right now that we're going up. Well, the percentage just went up there because we are going up because if more of this candle rises up, that means the bulls we're winning as far as being bullish. So what you want to look for, and let's look for this, and you want to make sure you have your stochastic RSI. So what I would basically do for this trade is I'll only do this on a longer time frame because that's all you really need. Maybe the day, maybe the 6 hour. To really get a good idea of what it's doing, you look at the day, look at the 6 hour, and then you'll have a better idea of when to enter your trade because you'll know what the candles are doing. So, but we could tell, like from the last 3, or at least the last 2 days, it's been pretty much bullish. It had some trouble right here, but for the last 2 days, it's been bullish. So basically, what is probably happening here is going to come up to this line, and it's going to get rejected, and it's going to come down. So that's what you can tell from the Fibonacci. Now, you also want to look at your stochastic RSI, and if it is, rising like it is right here, this is another bullish sign because it's not interfering with anything. So we are currently in a bullish trend right now. We will start to see trouble if we start to see more of the wick being chewed up from the top. So let's real quickly look at a smaller time frame. Okay, so if we look at it on a smaller time frame, now we looked at it on the day and we know that it's pretty much going up. But if we look at this on a 6 hour, we could tell that we have a indecision candle right here. And basically you got the bears right here that chewed up all this, and you got the bulls right here that chewed up all this. But basically what's happening right now is it's an indecision candle, and the market really can't decide on a direction. So that's what's happening in the last 6 hours. So overall on the day it is bullish, but currently right now there's probably not a lot of movement because the market really can't decide which direction to go. And you can tell that by the last couple of 6 hour candles here. You see this is indecision. You see this candle right here. You see the bears have chewed all this up, and then the bulls have chewed this much up. So it's basically, in this point, the bears are winning in a shorter time period. The bears are trying to push it down, basically. So you see the bears are trying to push it down here. The bears are trying to push it. The bears are trying to push it. And basically the bears are trying to push the price down. But like I said, now let's go to the hour and see what's happening on the hour. Now remember, by looking at it on the day, we know that we are pretty much bullish by looking at it on a long-term basis. But short-term, it could face some up and down moments. So right here on the hour, we have another indecision moment. The bears have chewed this much up. The bulls have chewed this much up. It's an indecision candle, and it really, at this point, can't decide which direction to go. So we see that happening for the next couple of hours here. Now, what it's probably doing, and then we looked at it, it's probably going to hit up to here and then bounce down. It's probably going to get some momentum and then come back down. It's going to come back down to this line. But right now, it could come down here. But we looked at it on a longer time frame. So if we looked at here, the bears chewed all this up. The bulls chewed all this up. Pretty much indecision. Right here in this moment, on this candle right here, we see that the bears have chewed all this up. So this is basically a 50-50 right here. So the bears have chewed about half of the wick, so it could go either way. And it could, right at this point, if you see your wick right about here, right about this length, it means the bears are pretty much chewed it up, and the bears might be taking control at this point. And we see that happening here because right here in the last 2 hours, kind of get basically indecision. So what we see happen right here, we see the bears chew most of this up. This one's pretty much bullish. This one's pretty much bullish. This one's pretty much bullish. So what we could pretty much tell from the last couple hours, it's been bullish. But right now, it's getting a little bit weaker on a shorter time frame, and you can see that in the stochastic here, because we are entering into a bunch of indecision candles. But if you look at this on a longer time frame, like the day, like we were looking at, you could tell that on a longer time frame, the signal is still pretty bullish, in my opinion. There's no wick on the bottom, and it hasn't chewed much of the wick here at the top. So from what I could tell, from what it's doing right now on the bullish standpoint, is it's probably going to make its way close here to this top and then get rejected. So that's kind of how you read it on a bullish standpoint. Now tomorrow I'm going to be going over how to read this on a bearish, because if we do end up getting some bearish candles here, I'm definitely going to be going over that. But right now I kind of want to go over what happens if you load it with the auto Fibonacci. The Fibonacci will show you bounce zones. It'll show you moments where it could potentially start bouncing. So Bitcoin will come up here and start bouncing down. Bitcoin could come down here and start bouncing up. It shows you the bouncing zones, so keep that in mind. But anyway, that's just a simple way. And also, you check your stochastic for other confirmation. So anyway, that's just a easier way of understanding where the market is going. I do this. I'll look at it at a longer time frame. I'll look at the day or the 6 hour to really get a good idea. You can really get a good idea of where the price is going. Now I covered the bullish, so you got to remember, the more of the wick that shows from the top, the more it gets chewed up from the top on a bullish candle, the more the bears are trying to take control. The more of the wick that shows on the bottom, the more the bulls are trying to take over. When they're meeting halfway and you have a candle in between, that's an indecision candle. The market can't decide which way to go. So when you have a bullish candle and there's no wick on the bottom, that usually represents a bullish. So we saw that on the day, and basically the price of Bitcoin is going up for the time being, but it's probably going to be bouncing its head pretty soon. But anyway, that's just how to read it. I only do my trades now on what I see. I don't really do my trades on a indecision. I'll do it on a candle that is bullish or bearish, where the candle is more, on the bottom. You have more of a full candle, and I may be able to easily tell the direction just by looking at the wicks and how much has been chewed up at the top. But anyway, this is a very good strategy. It really helps show you kind of go with the trend. You kind of it puts everything at ease because you understand where the direction's going. But anyway, I'm going to be going over this for a couple videos. Tomorrow I'm going to be going over bearish scenarios with the red candle. And then I'm also going to be going over the same strategy. We're going to be looking at the same strategy with stocks. And we'll look at how it is with some of the other more volatile assets out there as well. So anyway, if you guys like this strategy video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys in future videos.